good morning. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. First things first, let me just check the date. Yes, it's most definitely 2023, which means I'm using a microphone. Right. Well, how is everyone? Hopefully everyone's good. Today we are doing a demonstration beta test of a new Caterpillar engine I'm working on. It's the Caterpillar 3406, and this particular engine is the A series, and I am attempting to model or simulate the 280 horsepower economy version. I've got information for 4 A series Caterpillars, ranging from 280 up to 360 horsepower. There are two 280 horsepower models. One is the normal one, 875 foot-pounds of torque, 2100 RPM governor. And this one is the 990 foot-pounds of torque, 1900 RPM governor. I haven't tested this engine yet. I've designed it on paper, pulled it into the game. Let's switch to the external camera view. Now, sound today is a Z-Mods engine sound pack. It's the C3176A, but we are most definitely not using a 3176A torque curve. And yes, we're in Red Thunder. She's still long wheelbase. This is possibly not the best choice of truck for such a low-powered engine. And I was driving it manual, but actually I'm going to switch it to automated because I do wish to... wait, no. There we go. Because I do wish to test how well the engine definition works. So we're full of fuel. It's frosty 14 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Everything's going to be cold. Let me see. Yeah, my water temperature's not even 50 degrees. Oil temperature's 115 though, so it's got a bit of heat in there. We've got a fairly short trip today. Let's head out actually. If this were real, would I really let the truck idle for a while? I probably would, but I'd maybe shut the door or idle it outside, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, and it's snowing. Yeah, I'm still using Grime's Frosty winter mod. It's going to be a good experience. So when the new update to 1.49 appears, but between now and then, I want to make the most of it. I may end up short shifting this. Oh, I messed it up already. Now sometimes when you jump into a truck, it takes a little bit of time for the software to essentially learn the shift point. So as an engine developer, you give it guidelines. You give it a low gear and a high gear speed range and let it figure it out from there. Let's just turn my wipers on. There we go. But the simulation also, whether it calibrates itself or just checks, it presumably has an idea what the gear, it knows what the gear ratios are, but it, depending on how things perform on the real world or on the simulated real world. So sometimes the first couple of times that you move off, you get some sort of weird effects from the shift points. We're using a 10-speed direct drive today with a 3.08 final drive, so it's a little shorter compared to the stock 10-speed. It's got 285. There you go. So it's skipping between 4th and 2nd. That's not good. So if I give it a bit more power, no. Okay, so that's something that I can tune out of it. Right now, I'm just gonna say I'm forcefully shifting the gears. What's happening there is it's set. Combination of the speed ranges and the gear shift points means that when it wants to block shift, it wants to skip a gear going from 2nd to 4th, but by doing so it loses a little bit of speed, and so once it gets to 4th gear, the engine revs are too low to use 4th. Well, it wants to skip 3rd completely and drops down to 2nd, and so the cycle repeats. And I've come across some mod engines that arrive in the Steam Workshop set up like that. Sawdust panels. That, yeah, we'll go with that one. £36,500.
Okay.
It's going to be quite a bit of weight for this fairly lightweight engine, but we'll see. Now, I'm feathering the throttle. Yeah, that worked better. It wants to shift up about the sort of 1650. Okay. So you see how I can feather or change my throttle input, will change how the transmission behaves too. So there are some adaptive algorithms going on under there. So whether I should have given it less power to tune that out, but that, like I say, that's a tweak in the low speed permissible level. Preferred engine range. It's not permissible, because your engine range is basically, or your permissible engine range is right up to the governor. We'll see what it's like when I'm backing up. Now, like I say, this is the first time I'm trying this engine, so I expect it to be a little bit to not behave so well. Let's get my windows down. I know it's freezing cold outside, but I want to be able to see what we're doing here. I'm not doing a very good job of it so far. Okay. Nice thing about having an ultra wide is you can see both mirrors at the same time. Let's drop the ride height, slacken off the steering lock a little bit, straighten up quite a bit, give a bit more lock, brush off the speed a little bit. Don't want to be doing quite that fast. There we go. Oh, what do you know? May have got that just spot on, which is not like me. Right, get the ride height back to where it should be. Connect the trailer, like so. Okay. Right, well, I guess that's that. Now we should just do one last thing, and that is check if we're connected. Let's give it a quick tug test. So engine brake on. Now I want to see if I can spin the wheels. No. Or maybe, but it's dragging its trailer. Right, let's go ahead and get the windows up. It's cold outside. I don't want to freeze. Reckons it's going to take me 4 hours to get there. Now I'm feathering the throttle, and it's got the same shift issue. So I probably need to allow it a little bit more revs at the top end, maybe a little higher permissible, preferred. I keep saying permissible, I mean preferred. Slightly higher low gear, low engine range. Okay. Let's just take a second. Turn left. Is that a gate? Yeah, it's a gate. Okay. Wait, it's not a gate, that's the other yard. Okay. Good grief. Now, I'm not going to show it, deliberately show it in this, but I've got the Red Thunder physics mod combined actually with the Frosty's physics mod. I haven't deliberately tuned the Red Thunder physics mod to be a bit of a handful in the snow, but together they are quite a handful. You can do donuts and stuff, even with a low-powered engine. We'll not be doing any of that because we have a cargo behind us. Let's see, how's it doing? Yep, definitely prefers it with a cargo behind it, which you'd expect because it's not trying to block shift. It's going out through the gears one by one. And there we go. That's a shame. And it's not stopping very well, which is I expect. Okay. Yeah, so when you have a load behind you, it doesn't try and block shift. And so you have a change in the behavior of how the transmission works. And that's why it can be a little difficult to tune the engine definitions for bobtail. And then I've done this before. I've tuned it up for bobtail, fantastic. Got it back with a cargo behind it, and it's got bogged down the whole time. So yeah, you kind of have to try and tune it each way. And one of the things that when Z asked me before about how I test and tune engines, I'm like, well, there's basically miles on the road. And Sometimes engines with similar torque curves, I want to change how they feel a little bit, because you watch how drivers work, or you read the technical handbook and manual, and the engine manufacturer recommends a certain engine speed range. Well, you want to stick to that. That's a very wide road. I guess this is the right line. Why is he stationary there? Is he stationary? Is there a crash? Is there construction there? Is that traffic cone I see? Is it a red light? Why is everybody... oh, I see. It's just because of the traffic light. Okay. Let's get back on the power. Not too much power. My engine oil temperature. There's a cluster of gauges next to the map. It's the rightmost gauge on the bottom row that shows my engine temperature. And that's close to normal. My coolant temperature, my water temperature, is a cluster of 4 gauges to the left of the main tacho and speedometer cluster. It's the rightmost side at the top, so that's what, 170 give or take now. Oh. Let's use a bit of engine brake here so I can stop. Please stop in time. That's full brake. It's going to be close. Oh, that was very close. That was way too close for comfort. That would have made a mess of Red Thunder's front bumper. Whew. Yeah, so I got to keep my guard up because it's all too easy to crash. Right, let's move off with a very gentle throttle and see what happens. Okay, that works. Shifting to the 1200 RPM point, which is what we really want for this particular engine. And if I give it a bit more power, it is still going up one by one. Okay, I'm happy with that. When I see people driving Caterpillars in the real world with a 10 speed, that's what they do when it's laden. At 18 speed, not so much. I do most of my testing with either that engine sound for the real deal or something similar. In this case, or the stock engine sound I should say, in this case I got bored of the stock engine sound. That's just typical, right? I just pull up, just about stop, and the lights go green. Okay. Yeah, so again it's going through one by one, which I would thoroughly expect. Lots of gear changes to get to just 18 miles an hour. But let's not forget that we've only got 990 foot-pounds of torque here, and we've only got 280 rated horsepower. That's not a lot. For what's probably grossing 65,000 pounds, we're working it hard. It's doing well. I suspect this is going to go to red. I'm going to lift off the cruise. Yeah. Bit of engine brake. Sorry everyone, I'm waking you up. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I need that engine brake. Please stop. Okay. And a bit of a roll back there. Huh. The lack of braking effort is because of the reduced brake effort variable that you can... oh wow, way far back from the line here. It's the reduced brake factor at slow speed that you can tune into the mod, and it's quite effective. The Frosty's physics mod has that turned up very, very high, and I'm basically using that mod as well as my own. And yeah, it works. I'm rolling back again. Okay, back on the power. So it's nice to see. Oh, it block shifted there. Since it's nice to see, it has enough grunt to get off the line fairly smoothly, which is nice. It's always a concern, but it's a fairly short set of gears that I'm using today. 55 miles an hour in top gear is just over 1400 revs, so it's got about 100 revs on the stock 10 speed. And I have not found. Let's lift off again here. I may have to stop. Oh, I'm going. Can't stop in time now. And I have yet to find authoritative information on the recommended gearbox for the 3406A. So if you have a brochure or a handbook or a manual that shows the gearing, I would appreciate it. This is a 1979 engine, and the information I've got on it doesn't give me the recommended gearing, which is a shame because the Caterpillar's newer stuff almost certainly does. It stopped snowing, so the simulation's going to give me dry road friction as opposed to wet road. But we are bleeding speed going up this hill. We're in 9th. I'm going to let the transmission do its thing. I know it needs a bit of tweaking at the low end, the high end. 1200 RPM, that's what Caterpillar generally want, so I have no issues letting it run. There we go, now it's picking up. Time press of a T. Well, that is maybe a little slow for top gear. It's what, 1150 RPM. This engine does produce pretty much close to peak torque at 1100 RPM. Yeah, I remember setting it up now. Maybe the economy version's a little different. Okay, so it downshifted to try and keep speed up back to 9th, and that's behaving as I would expect. So at the higher speed, I think that the high speed gear shift point looks to be pretty much what I want. Okay. So I won't go into humongous detail about how I'm going to alter the low speed shift points, but I believe it's set to 900 RPM as the preferred minimum driving speed in the lower gears. I think it's 1600 or maybe 1650 at the top end. I'm probably going to give it a bit more headroom. The standard 3406As, I've given them about another 50 to 100 revs at the top, depending on if it's a 280, 325 or a 360. So this one has a 1900 RPM governor, which you might think means it doesn't want to rev so much. Its torque curve is suitably different from the normal version, but you probably still have to use those revs. And I don't want to exceed the speed, so I'm going to just turn the engine brake on. Let's get my main beam back on. We're looking at getting a stream deck, see if I can use that as a button box. It's a bit more flexible than a conventional button box for the simulation. If you have a Steam Deck and you've tried it for ATS, let me know what you think. There's a few software simulation, a few softwares you can get that cooperate with it. But it's another thing cluttering my desk, so I don't know really whether I want necessarily to do that. And my keyboard's located just fine, but I can fit it. That's whether I really want to. Okay, well, I mean, it's cruising along happily enough, and this is a twisty, hilly section of the road. It doesn't feel massively disadvantaged, despite being low powered. Okay, let's let the engine brake take the edge off the speed. I do enjoy, in fact, let's actually take a lot more speed off. We've got to turn left up here. Kill that. I really want to get my speed down. I'm going to run the red light. I knew I couldn't stop in time. I did get a fine. Okay. Surprising, but welcome. Alright, well, fair enough. So the truck is geared to do somewhere between 70 and 75 miles an hour. At the governor and top gear. I think it's I calculated it to be 74 miles an hour, which for 1979 is probably fast enough. Is it fast enough today? Well, yes. If you've got a 65 miles an hour governor, then you'd never see 70. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'll tell you what I am doing. I'm talking and getting distracted. Okay, well, let's see if I can not do that again, because numpty at the wheel. Okay. Is this going to wheel spin? I think it's wheel spinning. Maybe not. Really fighting the urge to shift gear for it. It doesn't want to go. Oh, okay. So I'm at full power now, and it's bleeding speed just a little bit. Don't make me stop here. Okay, thank goodness. So I think starting off here would not be fun. Now, it downshifted to third for just a second, and it might have spun its wheels and then shifted back up to fourth. I'm not sure. Pretty good test of the engine, though. I think if I tune out the low gear silliness I see, this is actually pretty much set up as I would want it to be, and certainly at the top end. Well, it's looking like it's going to be a beautiful day right now. It's not started snowing again, so that's good. Just let the speed bleed off. What's my efficiency been so far? I don't think it's going to be particularly good. 4.8. Yeah, I think it was very low when I started. Oh yeah, I need to brake. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's slippery. Back on the power. Yeah, come on, David. Keep steering. Now, I would use the right lane, but I know that it immediately merges. We're still bleeding speed here, but not much power, everyone. So, what's this car driver doing? Come on. Thank you. I don't like it. No, oh, seriously, dude? I guess I was holding him up, so... My engine's got up to temperature at long last. I killed the cruise control. I use cruise control an awful lot when driving in the game. I use it a lot in real life as well. It's a good way... I use it differently, I should say, in the real world. It's a good way to avoid speeding in the game, and also to... sometimes you don't want to lose momentum. And it's very easy to not really pay attention. I hoped I would get weighed there, but never mind. It's a good way to, you know, I'm busy with other stuff, like trying to negotiate whatever the section of road is. Cruise can be useful, and you can combine it with an engine brake, so it'll keep your speed within a range, or if you have a retarder, you can use the retarder function too. And that's a very nice feature. Probably more useful in the Euro game, Euro Truck Simulator 2, because the European speed limits are, well, way more strict than they are in the US. And they like to give you, you know, a good 8 feet notice sometimes when the speed limit changes. I am happy with how this little output engine is performing on the open road. Yes, I know it's short geared. Let's see if we can hit 60. I mean, you might need a calendar. It might be 2024 by the time we get there. We'll see. Yeah, it's not really got that much of acceleration, but I don't really expect it to. The fact that it's gradually gaining speed is fine by me. Still, time for a quick sauce of tea. Crater Lake. There's a hidden road up there, but I will not be going there today. Almost to 60. I'll put links down below. The various, most of the various mods I'm using. There are a couple that I can't link, like the Red Thunder Physics mod. I'm just playing around with that. It's hard to tune a physics mod because there are so many circumstances that you just you think you've got it right and you're ready to go out on the road, and then it just doesn't work very well. So I'm taking my time. I think that with particular mod has been in development for maybe a year now. There are some simulation changes to the physics engine coming in the next version of ATS 1.49, which I expect to be released in November 2023. And that's partly because the Kansas DLC map is available at the end of the month. So I'm expecting that update to be between the date of recording this video and when the map comes out. That's what SCS intended to do. And that may change. Well, sometimes updates break mods. It's likely that it's going to break the physics mod if they change things to the physics engine. So I'm in no hurry to release something that I'm going to have to then immediately fix, and that might require completely retuning the thing again. And I'd like, I keep thinking of ideas I want to get released, and then reasons why I need to just take my time a little. Well, it's happily buzzing along at 60. There's a flat road, so I mean it's not exactly not challenging. Let's see. My consumption is showing as high, but my average is ticked up to 5.2. Let's go through dashboard. So yeah, there we go. Still at 60, and we're about to slow down. Oh yeah, quite a bit. I'm not going to downshift, but I'm going to use the service brakes. All the good it's going to do. Okay, kill the engine brake. Back on the cruise, it's 35. This is one of those occasions when having cruise is fantastic, because it would be very easy to speed through a village like this. It's quiet, there's nothing going on, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. It'd be easy just to pick up speed. And right up here there's a cop, and you get booked with a speeding ticket. Okay, tap cruise up to 55. It's recommending 45, so we'll put it at 40. Because we can understeer straight off the road if we're going too fast. And the combination of physics mods, certainly with Frosty's, Grime's Frosty physics mod by itself, if you start to skid off the road as you're going too quick, you can't bring the truck under control. You're going to hit something. And you can bet if there is a tree, in which there are several right now, it's going to be a tree. Or a head-on with another vehicle. Both of which typically tend to ruin your trip. Okay, so I get the truck back up to 55. There's a straight bit coming up. Let's check a longer-term map. Okay, I'm only 38 minutes away from my destination. Now that's an estimate. And I've got 9.5 hours till the end of my driving shift. Check when does it need to be there. I've got 5 hours to get it there. If this were a more powerful truck, I'd love to show off some of the donuts you can do, but it's hard to get a 280 horsepower truck to do donuts. I've got a whole stream of traffic behind me, and I'm still getting up to 55. I'm going to be annoying everyone at this point, and I'm sorry. Let's pull into the right-hand lane so people can go past me if they so see fit. So there's going to be a whole stream of people going past me. I'm going to slow down. One's top gear at 45. Yeah, I want to change that a little. I want to not let it be quite so flexible. I mean, if I give it some power by cruise, it picks up fairly well, but Caterpillar usually do not want you to run their engines at less than 1200 RPM. So I really should be in 9th. Let's force it to 9th, see what it does. Yeah, it's not unhappy at 1500 RPM. In fact, it's trying to accelerate. Okay, let's get to this descending bit here and then force the shift to 10th. There we go. Okay. It might downshift as it starts to climb here because it must be right on the cusp of permissible high gear, low engine speeds. and nobody rushed past me. So maybe I'm the one that's being unsocial and driving way too fast for the conditions. If I had to stop at this speed and didn't use the engine brake, I would probably run into the trees ahead of me. I'm not saying that the physics mod's aggressive, but yeah. So pretty. I very much doubt that Grimes is watching this, but if you were, well, great job. It looks fantastic. Thank you. Okay, I need some service brake here. I'm going to force it to downshift. Yeah, didn't like that. Okay. The option to downshift using the engine brake is turned off. I don't believe that this engine would have that, based in 1979. So I turned that option off. But if I did, under these conditions, it's a pretty good way to lock up your drive wheels, your driven wheels, and potentially jackknife the trailer. And nobody wants to jackknife a trailer on a wintry road like this. In fact, no one wants to jackknife a trailer at any time. Let's face it. Giving it nearly full power, and I don't think it's spinning its wheels, but it might be. Playing around with some of the high-powered engines, it's very easy to get these trucks to just fishtail and slide all over the place. But most of the weight is over the front axle, or at least it's in the middle. This is a bit unsocial. That's a business, and there's no one there at this time of day. Oh, it's 8 AM. There might be. That's full braking effort, and not great brakes in the snow. Okay. Now this red pickup's going this way, but I think I can beat him there. And he won't run into me, right? Ha. No, he won't. He will also not be sending me a Christmas card this year. Oh joy, I get to back into a spot. Yay. Oh, that's more than a dose of sarcasm. Okay, well,
get ready to turn right.
Lift off. I'm going to get the windows down because I'm a tough trucker and it's 21 Fahrenheit and I don't care. Here we go. Here's the destination. Where's the foreman? What, mate? What, gov? Turn these on. Four-way flashes are on. Because in some cultures and parts of the world, you can do anything you like if your forward flashes are on, it's fine. Is that a vending machine? I wonder if they have Skittles. Do they have Skittles? I'm not sure. Alright, let's check in with the foreman. Okay, where do we need it? Well, you don't need it there, do you? I guess he does. So how am I going to do this? I guess turn around, and there's space at the back, but that's the easy option. So I'm going to use this space here on my left and try and avoid driving the whole length of the yard. But then again, in real life, would I drive the yard and turn around? Yeah, I think I would, because if someone's coming in behind me, then I'm taking up more time and more space. So let's go back here and hope that I can turn around. Kind of made it look like I know what I was doing there, at least for the final few seconds. Well, sort of. just want to straighten it up a little bit. So, okay. Right, well that just about wraps up today's video. I've got it in the space. We'll stop it here. Yeah, there we go. Break on. Let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and close the windows. It's bloody cold out here, and disconnect the cargo, and let's see how well we did. So we covered 180 miles and we used 31.5 gallons. So actually, I mean, that's almost 6 miles per gallon. It's a little bit under, what, 5.6, 5.7. So all things considered, I'm happy enough with how this engine performs. I know I need to fine tune things. Efficiency wise, it's nearly 6 a gallon is probably pretty good for the late 70s, especially seeing as I was constantly under acceleration. I have tuned the efficiency of this engine just a little bit, and I may roll that back slightly because I'm typically getting a little bit less than 5 from the non-economy versions in my testing. But I have to say, as far as the first test goes, I would say that is a success. Don't expect perfection at this point of an engine definition, and I may be 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 weeks of getting this out. Between now and then, of course, we've got Thanksgiving, and then the world explodes, it vomits, and Christmas decorations, so I have that to look forward to. But so far, I'm happy. If you like what you've seen, you know what to do. If you dislike it, you also know what to do. Leave a comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks ever so much for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.